Hello everybody, it's vanburman here and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, we're going to be going through this brand new area to get to the reactor, which is, just above the plate, or under the plate, but above the slums. So yeah, this becomes a bit of a puzzle bit, I suppose.
Section G's through
Just
here.
sort of see how it develops, I suppose.
This is switch for the lamp. This is switch for the lamp.
Sometimes in life I feel as though I can
This is
just
switch for the lamp.
foresee what is to come. The foreboding of what is to come. Oh dear.
This ought to open it. No good?
Needs power, I think.
That looks more like what we need.
Control room.
Let's check it out. Maybe no one uses that entrance.
I'm getting the feeling no one's come down here for a long time.
No plate inspectors, huh?
Doesn't look good.
Think it works?
Error. Insufficient power.
Of course.
Hey guys.
See, I was even
look at
thinking of this at the time.
Instructions for
but-
dealing with a power shortage.
Kill the lights. We free up power for the game
Yeah.
and other stuff.
Kill off these massive energy draining lamps that work as the sun to open a
Gotta
gate.
put out a sun just
But if we go through with it, the grounders in sector...
an hour later. Sun's going out for good when we blow.
That's true.
Let's go.
So I'm going to talk with you over this bit. I basically took about 52 minutes worth of gameplay. I realise there is probably about 10 minutes of me just standing there. And you can then sit down into about 32 seconds, 9,000 times speed for this, I don't know, waste of time basically. Pure filler content. Did manage to get the Coco and Mog summoning materia though, so we'll see that at some point, which is nice. But yes, just wanted to really make you aware of the pain I have with this. Unfortunately, for this next couple of minutes, I don't have any sound. Don't really know why. It just wasn't recorded. So we're going to have to do a bit of improvisation. That's the word I'm looking for. And basically, go through. This is the bit where they meet Biggs, or in the original game would have been Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. But anyway, and this sort of all that filler stuff was now just to getting to this bit, which, to be fair, it didn't even need to have any of that. It didn't add anything to the story. And I think you'd be pretty hard pressed to tell me how it did. So there you go. Trying to think what else there is to say. Probably not a lot at the moment, but stuff like I'm having to climb through the ducts and stuff. That's as it was. That's minor things like this are fine. We did obtain Barrett's new gun, which I didn't realise until much later on. So I don't think I actually equip it to the end of the episode. I don't even think I even put it in. But regardless. There you go. We now see President Shinra looking menacing, getting ready to brush Avalanche. There's not a million ways before he could have done it. But anyway, and we also get a bit of a look at what is to come. The Airbuster, gotta say, actually looked quite impressive. As a thing, like a hovercraft robot net something or other. I can't remember exactly how President Shinra described it in the original Final Fantasy VII, but always left me with an air of foreboding about this thing. So, stuff like that is really nice to see. I tend to trash the scenery if I get a chance, which you may have seen from the last episode, smashing all the tables. But no, in any case, not too bad though.
Where is everybody?
You mean Shinra? Got spooked and cleared out, I guess.
Steady. I got your number.
I'm quite conscious that I've not really included much of the actual fighting, so I've left in a few fights against, the general enemies. There's a little bit of a sub-boss coming up as well that we'll go through. But that's, pretty much about it. Even though, this fight with the sweepers was quite good. The sweepers are quite good to fight against because they're, they can take a bit of a beating, but also equally you can seemingly interrupt them without too much issue, which is nice. I never really seem to get very lucky with the limit breaks. I got the first hit in there, and that's about it. Now some actual, proper story bits.
Soldiers? Mako? Shinra? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all of this!
Soldier Boy.
Just imagine that Soldier Boy Cranky is playing there, please.
How much time we need?
Got all the time in the world. This one comes with a remote detonator.
Courtesy of Jesse.
We withdraw to a safe distance. Then, kaboom!
Safe distance?
What? No such thing. We get out the same way we got in. Let's double back.
This has got to be one of the most
Weirdly
cheesiest,
perfect
obvious bits of animation cinematics in a video game I think I've ever seen. So bad. Oh yeah, we're just gonna pull the ladder up, send in these flying bots from the train, and now Heidegger's gonna be a great big projection.
Sewer rats. As architect of our populace engagement campaign, I, Heidegger, head of public security, bid you welcome. The chief warmonger. You should be flattered. Right now, you command the undivided attention of every soul in Midgard.
Huh? What is this?
Breaking news from Mako Reactor 5. Shinra has confirmed the reactor to be the target of the bomb threat issued by the terrorist group Avalanche. Members of the group were observed entering the facility, and security is currently sweeping it for explosive devices. We now go live to the scene.
I'm here in the Sector 5 Undercity. Having confirmed the terrorist target, the Shinra Emergency Operations Center has issued an evacuation advisory. Residents are outraged that the tragedy of Mako Reactor 1 was only the first attack in a campaign of violence.
President Shinra has issued a statement providing assurances that the terrorists will soon be brought to justice.
And so, to a people beset by chaos and uncertainty, we will offer the finest comfort, bread and circus.
I would like to say I don't really have an issue with, you know, the whole thing about tying Avalanche with Wutai that they didn't do in the original. I guess it makes sense. I don't much buy into the whole stuff about Avalanche being a big thing and these guys being a splinter group of it. But there's so much talk about all this rubbish. You know, the whole setup for this is it just doesn't make sense.
You are hereby ordered to seize those intruders and bring them to me. But quietly, and there'll be trouble.
It looks like a few of its components are still in tree.
We'll see about that.
Could tamper a little with its loadout.
And give ourselves an edge?
There should be a console somewhere.
This the console you talking about? Think you can get it to work?
Needs a key card.
Well, let's find it then.
You find it?
Yeah.
Good job. Now let's check out that console.
M units, huh? I'm...
Yep. An enhancement powered by liquefied materia.
Sounds bad.
Pretty sure I can divert this unit for disposal.
M unit flagged for disposal.
Serves you all right.
So far, so good.
Right. Let's move.
So we just had the whole mechanic for the next 45 minutes of gameplay given to us there. Go around, fight various levels, you know, defeat the exact same room full of slightly different variations of enemies in order to be able to take one of the chips or chests off of the airbuster, and
No way
that's
we're getting back
it.
up that pipe.
This next bit is, as you probably remember from the original game, the way you have to get back up, you have to climb it, but they've introduced a sort of mini mech boss here, which is, you know, fairly challenging to damage, but you know, the cutter, just more variations of similar stuff of the sweeper, really, with these circular blades. It's all, at this point, more than anything, I felt like things were very inspired. I was just really praying for the boss battle at this point, you know, with the airbuster and on the bridge and what have you. Yeah, it was tedium.
Real subtle imitation.
Now, of course, something for all the nostalgic fans out there. Press all the buttons at the same time. I really struggled with it as a kid, obviously. Sure, I'm not the only person. But I was reading a comment on one of the Final Fantasy groups that I'm a part of on Facebook, and I find it funny how people have been talking about the first part, and you know, just saying, oh, you know, well, the first part was only for the nostalgia crowd. The rest of it's going to be a whole new story. You know, that's going to be braver and going to be more imaginative.
Nah, Tifa's.
I'm thinking, God, if these are the people that are going to be more imaginative, they need to hire some new writers. God, because let me tell you what, I don't think the people who are involved in the original are involved in this.
Hell yeah!
We really did it! Great timing. Right on the money.
Yeah.
This one will obviously be the boss fight. You get some stuff from taking parts out of the robot, you know, but yeah, you know, I just want to thank you for sticking with it if you've got this far. I am still sticking with it, so if you guys are joining me for the ride, all the better for it. You know, I know that there is some better stuff to come because I'm doing these voice recordings retrospectively. There is some stuff that I do enjoy further on. So if that fills you with any hope, then I guess that's good for both of us. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.